Who set the bar for sensitivity to decide if we're overly sensitive or not? Here's what I mean by that. I would argue up to 20 years ago, give or take, right? I'm just spitballing. There was zero sensitivity, which isn't good either. You know what I'm saying? So one could arguably say we are overly sensitive compared to zero sensitivity. But my question is, where should the bar be? Like, where's the barometer, right? So it's like we knew 20, let's just use that number, 20 years ago, we weren't sensitive at all. So there was no show of emotion, period, unless it was anger. And now we're more in touch with our feelings. And now we're viewed as overly sensitive. But I would also argue that the knock on men 20 years ago was potentially to be more in touch with your sensitive side. And then when we get in touch with our sensitive side, it could now be viewed as overly sensitive. But I think what happened is this: the men who were men 20 years ago were who they were, right? They may have moved the bar a little bit, but they were who they were. However, with society being more accepting of men being sensitive, the generation that was coming up may have been in touch with their feelings at a younger age. So, which then carried on. And those kids 20 years ago, some of them have kids now. You know what I'm saying? So now their kids are being brought up to always express your emotions, right? Always show. Always. Yes, buddy.
He's right on time. He's been doing this the last couple episodes. That's funny.
No problem, buddy. He's trying to come in here, but he can't get in. So you see what I'm saying? So like my son, right? I was just having this conversation today with my man, Ken the Connect. Shout out to Ken. What I was telling him today is I can probably count on two hands in my entirety of from 0 to 18, call it. I can probably count on two hands in my house that I've heard people tell the other person who lived in that house that they love them. You know what I'm saying? Like 18 years on two hands, I can probably count it. And that's to my parent to parent, parent to child, child to parent, child to child. Like two hands, 18 years, I can probably count how many times I heard the word, I love you. So that's not good, right? But now my son, I tell him I love him all the time. It's crazy. I literally just mentioned Ken's name and he's calling me right now. That's crazy.
Work, man.
You should answer it and tell him.
Nah.
But he'll listen to the episode. Shout out to Ken.
Yeah. I'm gonna send it to him. So my point is my son will grow up more sensitive than I did because that's the environment that I'm breeding. But it's not overly sensitive. I'll sum this up by saying this. His barometer has been set high for sensitivity. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't know what I dealt with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So his barometer set high. He's like, overly sensitive. What are you talking about, man? I was just learning that if you feel something, say something. You know what I mean?